the last 100 years has been unbelievable. And I'm sure anyone that from the past that could look back on 100 years of progress would be just amazed at what's happened in this municipality. So we have also for sale some of our original homestead maps and the new RM maps, which we just received Friday with all the updates over at the desk here. So help yourself with those if you would like. First thing I'm going to do is introduce our current RM council. We have one councillor missing today, but he had to work, so we'll start with Division 1, Wally Envik. And Division 2, Jordan Poisson couldn't be here today. He's got a work commitment, he couldn't be here. So Division 3, Kevin Gilbert. Division 4, Dean Marchand. Division 5, Grant Wills. And Division 6, Raymond Perry. And stand back up. Where's Karen? Go come over here. These are the two that keep it all together. Richard has been with us for 25 years. Oh my God, he corrected me. It's 28. I lost 3 years. How did that happen? And Karen has been working with us for what, 4 years now? And we appreciate them both. Thank you very much. Something else we'd like to do while we're here is could we please have all the past councillors and reeves please stand up. Let's give those folks a hand, because if it wasn't for them, what they did in the past, we wouldn't have done it. Thank you, folks. When I look back on the list of all the past reeves and councillors, in the early years, they were one-year terms, and I see most of them served one term and then cut for greener pastures. Now we're 4-year terms, so it's kind of a life sentence. But looking back, we have a list here in the back, and anyone can obtain this of all the past reeves and councillors in the municipality. And I counted up 122 different people who served as reeve or councillor in the 100 years of the municipality. And they went, some of them from one term to the longest was 24. It's the councillor for Division 3, Leonard Lewis, one time. We've only had 6 administrators in 100 years, so that's been pretty good. We've been easy on them, I think. We've been tough on reeves, because when I sit here and look, there's only France, myself, and Bob Miller still alive, so I think it's a very stressful job. We have some presentations to make here tonight, or this afternoon, and we're going to start out by asking our MLA Wayne Elhart. He's going to read a letter from David Anderson, and then he's going to do his own presentation here. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, John, and ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to be here on behalf of the constituents of Cypress Hills and the government of Saskatchewan. But before I get into my half-hour speech, I'm going to read we're lucky it's raining, because I heard that business about being a shortened program with a threat of rain. I'd like to read this letter from your Member of Parliament, David Anderson. To the RM of Arlington number 79, I would like to extend my congratulations to you on the celebration of your centennial anniversary. It is indeed a milestone to be celebrated. You and your forefathers are to be commended for your hard work, your perseverance, and dedication. For 100 years, the RM of Arlington number 79 has survived hardships and celebrated achievements here on the Saskatchewan prairie. Best wishes for the future of your community. Sincerely, David L. Anderson, MP, Grassland, Cypress Hills Grassland. I take the opportunity to present this on behalf of David with some pleasure, because he's returning the favor for me elsewhere today. There's so many of these celebrations around southwest Saskatchewan that our paths have only crossed once or twice. And yesterday we were in Fox Valley together, and he said that he'd offer greetings on my behalf at another event he's attending today. So I'm returning the favor for him. As you know, this part of Saskatchewan hasn't really celebrated a history that extends much beyond 100 years. The 100 years of organized government at the municipal level we're celebrating here is an important milestone. But our entire history in this part of the world isn't much longer than that. But in that 100 years, we have packed in a lot of history, a lot of hardship, a lot of perseverance, a lot of determination. We've lost some people who couldn't quite handle the requirements of survival here. But those of us who have stayed, those of us who have benefited from the the efforts of our forefathers have really something to celebrate. It's a celebration today that is not entirely of our own making. We are remembering all of the history and all of the efforts of the people who came before us. And so, in its entirety, this celebration means a lot, not just for everybody here today, but for those that were here before us. You know, when I drive across Saskatchewan, I see a lot of open land. And you can imagine how open this land was the first settlers that came here. But I can only imagine how they must have felt when they saw the greenness of this topography, how they saw the rolling landscape, how they saw the different hues in the evening sunset. I think they were thrilled to death with the possibility of making a life for themselves, creating a living for them and their families, and settling in this wonderful area. So we have something extra special in this area of Saskatchewan to celebrate. Joan was just telling me how many visitors have come to this park. The unknown campsite of Pine Cree has now become a celebrated destination among campers who want this kind of peaceful environment. And so our reputation as a place to visit has expanded considerably over the last couple of years. On behalf of the government of Saskatchewan, Premier Brad Wall, I'd like to extend my congratulations to you, to your reeve, to your councillors, and of course to your administration on this particular eventful day. I want to say in conclusion that when I came to this part of the world 31 years ago, one of the very first people I met outside the town of East End was Rick Goulet. He was a great guy then, and he's even a better guy now. And you have a real solid Anyway, thank you and enjoy your day.
Thank you, Wayne. You're always a tough act to follow. No, you're a wonderful speaker, and we appreciate you being here. So we're going to turn it over to Doug Steele now. Wayne was the opening act. Doug's going to clean up here for us. Doug's the Reeve of the Arm of Gull Lake and the Sergeant Director for Division 3, which is our division down here. And I guess he's going to press the mission maybe also.
Yeah,
Carry on.
on behalf of your organization, I have a certificate here of Arlington Centennial, 100 years of the RM Municipality of Arlington, number 79, Corporation 100 years of rural municipal government, dated corporation January 1st, 19